They didn't ask, they didn't knock, they didn't even leave a note. One Tuesday morning, I walked into my backyard with a cup of coffee and found a 6-foot gap where my privacy fence used to be. Gone, cut clean, hauled away like it never existed. Why? Because my rich neighbors on the HOA board decided my fence was blocking their lake view. No permission, no warning, no scum. They thought I'd cry, complain, and quietly rebuild it like a good little homeowner. Instead, I smiled, said nothing, and started planning something they will never, ever forget. If you've ever been bullied by a homeowners association that thinks it owns you, stay until the end, because this story gets wild. Hit subscribe right now, because what I did next got me banned from 2 community group chats and made the HOA president cry in an emergency meeting. It started 3 years ago when my wife and I bought our dream home on a quiet cul-de-sac next to a small private lake. The HOA fees were steep, but the neighborhood had beautiful manicured lawns, matching mailboxes, and a board of volunteers who acted like they were running a small country. I followed every rule. Approved paint colors. Approved fence height. I approved everything, including the 6-foot cedar privacy fence I installed legally. With a permit 2 years prior, after my dog kept getting into shouting matches with the neighbor's cat. Everything was fine until the Sterlingtons moved in 3 doors down. Mr. Sterlington was elected OA president within 6 months. Charming smile, expensive watch, zero patience for anyone who didn't bow to his vision of the neighborhood. His wife joined the architectural committee. Within a year, they renovated their backyard with a $40,000 deck specifically designed to capture a premium lake view. The only problem: my fence was in the way of that view from their upstairs window. I got a polite email first, then a not-so-poly one. Then a letter from the HOA claiming my fence violated updated sightline guidelines that conveniently didn't exist when I built it. I pushed back. I had documentation. I had the original permit. I had 3 years of approved HOA records proving my fence was completely legal. I assumed facts would matter. They did not. One morning, I walked outside and found contractors hired by the HOA, paid for with emergency maintenance funds, cutting down my fence panel by panel. No court order, no proper notice, no legal authority whatsoever. Just raw entitlement wearing a high-waist vest. When I confronted them, they shrugged and said they were just following orders from the board. That's when I stopped being nice. Instead of yelling, I smiled, thanked them for their hard work, and went inside to make a few calls. First call, my attorney, who specializes in HOA disputes, and lit up like a kid on Christmas morning when I described what happened. Second call, the county building inspector. Because removing a permitted structure without due process is not just rude, it's potentially illegal. Third call, a drone photographer. Because if they wanted a view, I was going to make sure everyone in the county saw exactly what kind of view they created. While my lawyer drafted a cease and desist, along with a formal demand for damages. I requested every HOA financial record from the past 2 years, something every homeowner is legally entitled to. Buried inside those documents was something beautiful. Proof that the emergency maintenance fund used to destroy my fence had quietly funded private upgrades to board members' properties for over a year. Landscaping, driveway sealing, and yes, the Sterlingtons. Lakeview deck. I didn't leak it dramatically. I didn't need to. I simply requested an emergency homeowners meeting, citing financial transparency concerns, as is every member's right. I printed copies of the misused fund records. I brought my attorney. I brought the drone photos showing the literal hole in my backyard where my legal permitted fence used to stand. And I asked one simple question in front of 40-something neighbors. Can someone explain why HOA emergency funds paid contractors to destroy a permitted structure on my property without notice, while those same funds quietly financed private home upgrades for board members? The room went dead silent. Mr. Sterlington turned the color of his expensive deck stain. His wife actually walked out. Other homeowners who had been quietly furious about rising HOA fees for necessary repairs started asking their own questions. Lots of them. Loudly, within 2 weeks, the board faced a formal recall petition signed by the majority of the neighborhood. The county building department issued a violation notice against the HOA itself for unauthorized destruction of a permitted structure. My attorney secured a settlement that fully paid for a brand new fence, taller, sturdier, and strategically positioned to block that premium lake view even better than before. And, just for fun, I added solar-powered spotlights along the top. Mr. Sterlington resigned. As HOA president, less than a month later, I heard through the grapevine he's now searching for houses outside any HOA jurisdiction whatsoever. Funny how that works. The lesson here isn't really about a fence. It's about what happens when people assume ordinary homeowners won't fight back, won't read the fine print, and won't ask for the receipts, literally. They want an unobstructed view. Instead, they've got a recall election, a county violation, and a story that's still being talked about in that neighborhood today. If this story made your blood boil or made your day, smash that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell. Because HOA Conflicts drops a brand new true HOA horror story every single week. Drop a comment below telling me what you would have done if your fence got cut down without warning. And if you've got your own HOA nightmare, send it to me. Your story could be the next video on this channel. Subscribe to HOA Conflicts for more stories like this one every week.